on now. Or at least I
All
hope
right.
we're on. Chat.
Hello?
Chat, are you able to hear us? Hello? Are we live?
Yo, everybody.
Oh, gods. All right. I do have everything set up here. We'll just wait on them to respond if they can hear us or not because latency. In the meantime, I do have the first fiction up. I have us on break, of course, so that they don't, see which fiction we've chosen to read off first. But they'll be able to hear us soon because now I just saw on my screen that we've changed. So, there we go.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
on. They hear us.
Hey.
All right, so everything is good to go. Hi, chat. How are you doing? Welcome back to yet another fan fiction live reading here on the OVAS Backstage. And stay tuned to the very end. We've got some announcements that need getting done, and it's going to be great. We've been planning this for a little while. Still technically planning, but, stay tuned. So,
It's going to be a good plan.
which one are we reading first? I believe we are doing Medical Salt.
Medical
yep.
Salt. Oh my god, that name.
The Medical Salt Shaker by C.J. the Beast.
Oh
I
my
believe.
god.
Right. We're just going to jump right into this.
It's purely medicinal, of course.
Purely medicinal.
Yep. If you guys need to, just open up a separate of the same document on another screen, so that you have your name coloration indicated there. Because we got Nate is blue, I'm orange, Wolf is gray. Of course he's gray. Sushi is pink, and Shnun, you are purple. Wait a minute, hold on.
I'm purple.
Nate is blue.
I'm blue.
Females love blue.
Is that a reference to something I don't understand? Oh.
Becky, let me smash. Anyway.
Blue and yellow, no.
I don't care how old that meme is. It is perfect.
It is a treasure. Who are we having read off as the narrator?
That's actually a good question. There's 3 of us here.
Who speaks the least?
Speaking the least. I see a lot of orange at the beginning and gray, and then it kind of shifts over to purple and blue, then gray, orange. I see a lot of purple, blue, orange, yellow, blue, a lot of blue. Holy smokes. But luckily for us, this seems to be a pretty short fiction. We got green. Which one was green?
That was green?
Green's not listed.
Nope.
So green is a mystery. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Since there appear to be, I can't see how many pages. There seem to be 5 pages. We'll switch narrators every page.
Cool.
All right.
And
just to make sure we get through everybody that we want to get through, and in time for that announcement, which will be interesting, we're gonna put a time limit on as 30 minutes for each fiction. I have a timer up now, so that way we can just go and guess.
With, of course, breaks in between so we can catch up on our voices, drink some water and stuff like that. So, will the stream be a bit long? Yes. Will it be worth it? Dang it, the payoff better be. I'm invested in here.
All right. So who's starting off the narration first?
I'll start off with narration.
Okie dokes.
We'll just go down the Discord call, so then after Nate will be me on page 2.
Correct.
All right.
In 3, 2, 1. It was an ordinary Saturday morning. Vince was on his usual morning walk, trampling towns as he does. Being a raptor is hard work, you know. Of course, Vince had no intent on crushing people. He could easily be avoiding this terrible trauma, but his neck was too sore to look down. He had slept on it weird, and he was sad. Then he woke up, gasping for air from his terrible nightmare. His sheets were soggy from sweat, and he felt uncomfortable sitting there with cold sweat still dripping down on his face.
9:30.
Vince said to himself, looking at the clock. Vince was too kind-hearted to hurt a fly. Except, as he got out of bed, he crushed an ant that was trying to steal goldfish cracker crumbs from under his bed.
Wait a minute.
There is a line for you there that has not been highlighted.
Gotcha. I've got to get ready. I don't want to keep Wolf waiting.
Vince got his license revoked the other day due to speeding 3 times in 1 week. Because of this, he was incapable of driving to Nate's house himself.
I feel
Vince
attacked.
poured himself a bowl of Nafisa Nummies, his favorite cereal. Oh my god, that name! So cool. The delicious honey-flavored treats. He had the famous bean Nafisa on the box.
Mm.
Everybody loved Nafisa. She was one of the most famous people in the world. Vince dumped milk into the bowl and started eating. As he ate, he figured it wouldn't hurt to watch some TV. So he went to the living room and plopped down on the couch. Vince clutched the remote tightly and turned on The Joy of Drawing, hosted by Ariana Draws and, well, just draws. There was no need to animate on live TV. Vince got comfy and watched as Ariana put her pencil to the canvas and drew Shadow the Hedgehog, sunbathing inside of the sun. Well, Shadow sure knows where to sunbathe. After a while of eating and watching TV, Vince saw the time.
10:15.
He exclaimed.
I gotta get going.
In a haste, Vince quickly swallowed the rest of his cereal. How it takes him almost an hour to finish a bowl of cereal is beyond me, but let's keep going. And turned off the TV as Ariana was just about to start inking her piece of art. As Vince expected, Wolf was waiting outside.
Oh god, who's Wolf?
Do you want to try Wolf, Schnun?
Oh god, alright. There you are, Vince. I thought you never come outside.
Wolf teased as Vince made his way down the brick path to his friend.
Sorry, I got a little caught up in.
Vince truly had no excuse, so he made one up.
Well, you see, there was this guy.
Uh-huh.
And he, broke into my house.
Someone broke into your house, and you did nothing about it?
Wolf didn't believe a word Vince was saying, but he went along with it.
Wolf, shut up and let me finish.
Vince thought where to take the tale from there.
And he came into my room, and he gave me baby slaps, but they hurt a lot. They hurt so bad that they could stop a bomb from exploding, and the timer would actually start to increase instead of decrease because of how hurt it would be.
And then what?
Wolf asked, amused.
He left. I thought that was obvious.
Vince crawled into the passenger seat and put on his seatbelt. Wolf rolled his eyes at Vince and climbed into the driver's seat.
I got a text from Sushi. Her and Shanana are already over there.
Well then, what are we still doing here? Put the pedal to the metal and drive!
Vince was ecstatic to be out of the house. He had locked himself inside because the other day he accidentally bumped in. He felt so bad and guilty and was too embarrassed to show his face because of his clumsiness, but he was ready to show his face to the world again. Right.
Oh, now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at Nate's house. Sushi or Nate? Wait, Nate, you're Sushi.
Nate, give me some food.
Sushi demanded.
If I don't eat in 5 minutes, I'm gonna eat all of your video games. I'm working on it. Have some patience, you piece of raw fish.
Nate hissed, his aggravation growing because Sushi would not shut up about how hungry she was for the last hour. Oh, that's me.
Have any of you heard from Vince or Wolf? I've never said Vince may have gotten him into a crash.
Dang
Said
right.
Mama Bird Schnun. Showing concern toward her friends.
Yes.
Chill out, Schnun. Just focus on the game and you'll forget about everything.
Just as Sushi was about to finish her sentence, a plate of crackers, cheese, and grapes whacked her in the face. It seemed so comical and unreal. It was almost like something out of a work of fiction. Oh wait. A small laugh came out of Schnun before her cheeks puffed out and her hand covered her mouth, trying not to laugh so hard that the whole world could hear, although Nate was holding back nothing.
Ha! How's that for some food?
Jesus. Nate was laughing so hard that he dropped to the floor, holding his stomach and swinging his legs like a monkey trying to attack a bird attempting to take it away to another world. Sushi was about to go Super Saiyan times 4 with rage when the knob to the door jiggled, then opened and in walked Vince and Wolf holding a piping hot pizza. Sushi and Schnun froze, staring at them, until the silence was broken when Vince pointing at Sushi and laughing so hard that he had to fight to fit air down into his throat. Wolf was taken off guard by Vince's outburst and stumbled back a little, but caught his balance before he dropped the pizza. Wolf put his hand on Vince's shoulder and passed him, making sure to get the pizza out of his hands and onto the table before he almost dropped it again.
Nathan, how about you be the wolf this time for this page?
Care to explain what happened?
I think it's better we don't know what happened and just imagine what did.
Vince said, still giggling from the sight of sushi with cheese and grapes splattered all over her.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and clean myself up.
Sushi said, still stunned by Nate's sudden actions. As Sushi went into the bathroom, Vince and Wolf both said hi to Shnun and Nate, giving each other hugs and welcomes.
We can play Smash if you guys want.
Oh, shoot.
Nate suggested, signaling towards his collection of games for various different systems. Vince's eyes glowed as he inspected each game carefully, reading each one's description, which gave Sushi plenty of time to return to the group and give Nate a nasty look, which, to be honest, wasn't out of the ordinary. After what seemed to be an eternity of Vince scanning the games, he finally came to a decision.
Yeah, Smash is fine.
That was followed by a lot of groans from everyone else in the room. That process could have been a lot faster.
Smash is good.
I mean, yeah,
Let's just
but...
hope Nate.
I'm sorry.
That's the entire sentence. That's it.
Wait, what?
You didn't finish the
Let's
sentence.
just hope Nate doesn't lose his temper and get salty.
Sushi teased.
Yeah, right. I'm the ultimate gamer. None of you noobs can beat me. More like the ultimate brony.
Gasp.
Oh god, that hurts me to say.
Sushi said under her breath.
I heard that.
Nate yelled.
Oh, we're on the next page.
What? Oh, not my page. Okay, go ahead.
I think we're on the next page. Yeah, we're on the third page now.
Oh, it doesn't show that on my end. All right, go
Not
ahead.
on mine either.
When you go to the right, do you see where the side scroll bar is?
Yeah.
Hover over it, and it should tell you which page you guys are on. 3 out of 5.
I am on 2 out of 5.
What? Is...
Mhm,
You must
same
have
here.
yeah.
Could be from how it's formatted differently.
Ah, it could just be because of
Yeah.
the fact that I have this thing zoomed in 200%.
Oh, okay.
Probably.
Okay, sorry
Alright.
about that. Sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
Nate yelled. That was followed by giggles from everyone else in the room. After many rounds, Nate hadn't won once. Vince was in the lead. Lies. Only because he was camping and stealing all of the items. Not wrong, but winning is winning. Suddenly a small rattling sound hit the floor, and Nate looked panicked.
Ah, no. Not here, not now.
Nate anxiously whispered to himself. What is it, Nate? Vince asked. Can we help? Then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw something spilling out of Nate, and it was the strangest thing he'd ever seen.
It's just... Oh. Your line.
No. Keep
No,
reading.
that's your line. That's
Did you
blue.
already read your line off?
I didn't. Nate, what's that?
It's just... This is why I usually play video games alone.
Nate held his head in his hand and seemed disappointed in himself.
Well, instead of hearing about it, I prefer to know what it is.
Shannon said, leaning over the coffee table to look at Nate, who was sitting on the floor with Vince. Wolf, Sushi, and Shnun all got up from the couch and crowded around Nate. Vince stood up too, backing up next to Wolf, of course. Nate stood up, and from behind him there was a mountain of salt, with an indent that fit Nate's size. Was it possible for him to produce salt from... Wait, where did it come from?
Nate, do you know where that salt is coming from?
Wolf asked.
I was born with an extra organ called the salt gland.
I have several questions. Nate,
What?
Nate
Yeah.
began.
I've kept it a secret from my parents. How did they not know? From my friends, from the world. It's embarrassing to have to bear the burden of that on the off chance I lose at a game.
Nate was interrupted by Sushi, laughing at him because Nate lost more frequently than all of them combined.
I have an accident.
Oh, wait.
Nate, the salt gland is a real thing.
Wolf corrected.
Well, humans aren't supposed to have them.
Nate yelled.
And this one is different.
The room was silent for a good few minutes before everyone started bursting into laughter yet again. Nate blushed with embarrassment.
It's not a joke, guys. I need help. Even the animals that do have them don't spill it all out of them.
God.
Don't worry, Nate. We'll help you.
Shnun said, wrapping her arms around Nate's shoulders.
Right, guys?
Oh, God. Sushi hesitated, then finally said,
I'll help if we can get McDonald's.
Heck yeah. Ooh, McDonald's sounds really good right now, said Vince, looking up at Wolf, who sighed and then said,
Sure, why not? Couldn't hurt to grab a bite.
Nate got sensitive around salty food, but as long as they would help, he didn't mind. The crew headed out the door with Vince chanting, McDonald's! McDonald's! over and over again, nudging the others to join. Nate was the only one who didn't chant because he was in a bad mood for once. Gasp.
Ooh.
No way.
As they all headed to get into Wolf's car, the pizza that Wolf had paid for was still laying on the coffee table, untouched, getting colder and colder by the second.
How dare.
Wait a minute, that's right. We went for McDonald's and there was pizza.
Yeah,
How are we gonna waste the pizza?
that poor pizza is left alone.
I am sad now.
Oh.
In the car.
Yep.
Is that the next page?
It's on my end. It still says 3 out of 5. Are you guys reading from like a direct document, or are you on Google Docs?
I opened
Google
it in Google Docs, and it shows now as being on the 3rd page.
What the heck? It has to be the formatting.
Yeah, it's
Let's see. In the car, Vince and Sushi were in the back seat playing car games while Shnun was scrolling through her phone. I was going to say, if that was a card game. Wolf was driving with a sharp stare at the road, determined on getting Nate to the hospital before they drowned in salt. But first, they had to get McDonald's. Wolf
Priorities.
Of course. Wolf pulled up to the speaker and started saying their order.
Hi, I'll get a quarter pounder with no onions. Shnun, what do you have?
I'll have 10 chicken nuggets.
Shnun said, not taking her eyes off her phone. Dang.
All right, 10 chicken nuggets and
Okay, now we're on the 4th page.
Then Nathan, go.
I'll do Wolf so that you don't have to repeat too much because you already got like.
Got it.
yeah.
Yeah. Wolf looked back at Vince and Sushi, who are now playing patty cake.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna ask what they want. I'll have 2 Happy Meals, one with a burger and one with nuggets.
Is that all?
Squidward.
Yes, I accept this.
That you're
Asked
narrating.
an old woman with a deep, raspy Boston accent.
Oh. No. Mike Wazowski. Mike Wazowski.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Mike Wazowski. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Drive on up.
God.
Okay, so you're lying, Vince.
Yep, that'll be all.
Oh.
Drive on up.
Continue on.
Okay. Wolf drove up to the first window and paid. Then to the second window to get the food.
Sorry, sir, but the ice cream machine is broken.
The old woman said.
Ma'am, we didn't order ice cream.
Wolf replied, anxious to get the food and get Nate to the hospital.
I thought you did.
The old woman said, tilting her head.
Well, we didn't. Now, can we get our food?
Are you pulling my leg? I could have sworn that you said 5 Oreo McFlurries and
Wolf interrupted her.
No, ma'am. We have a man in the car with a medical problem that needs fixing, so give us our food and...
Wolf was interrupted by the old woman.
That is not how you speak to an elderly woman, or even a normal one for that matter.
Wait, you didn't get the ice cream?
Vince asked Wolf with a lump developing in his throat.
No. You're too high on sugar as it is.
Wolf yelled back. Not Nate, he's too high on salt, Sushi teased.
Guys, shut up. I'm trying to deal with this.
You're a very rude man, you know that? I'm not gonna give you this food. You don't deserve it. Good day. I am a terrible employee.
That woman would have been fired.
Yeah.
Mhm. The old woman shut the window and gave Wolf a dirty look. The tension was too high to notice that there were multiple cars behind them beeping the hoods of their cars. So, the OVAS squad left the scene, stomachs empty and a crying raptor in the back seat, even though we had a hot, piping pizza before we left.
I wanted ice cream.
Oh my god.
Vince sobbed.
There are bigger things to worry about right now.
Wolf screamed.
And McDonald's is not one of them. Now let's get the medical person to the dang hospital.
No one had seen Wolf this angry before, and it was all over a woman who got the wrong order. The car was silent, except for the clicking of the screen on Schnun's phone, who seemed to have zoned out of that entire experience. Now we come to our next leg of the story. The hospital. Vince cheered up immediately when he saw the toys in the waiting room.
Oh.
He tugged Sushi in there with him to play. Are you a child, my dude?
I think I am.
Wolf signed Nate in, and Schnun sat in the waiting room, watching over Vince and Sushi, making sure that they didn't blow up the hospital while playing. Nate was still leaking and didn't know how to cure it. He knew if he patched the hole in his pet. No.
Wait a minute.
Where is it coming from?
Pause. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on a second.
I paused the timer. What? Wait,
Slow
what?
down. Slow down. What?
Where is the salt coming from?
From a hole in my pants?
Oh no.
If he knew, if he patched the hole in his pants, it would just burst right back open. So he didn't try. He just made his way into the waiting room and sat right down next to Schnun. Might as well pass the time, Nate said to himself. He pulled out his phone, which had salt lodged into every crevice. OCD hit him hard, so he took his phone case off and scraped the salt that was stuck on the sides of it off. Are you okay? Sushi asked, pausing her and Vince's game. Oh, don't tell me you're genuinely concerned for me. Genuinely concerned for me. Well, I can't be mean all the time now, can I? Sushi said with a smirk. I guess I'm doing okay, but I've gone so long without an accident. When I saw Vince and Wolf, I completely forgot about it. I think that's the next page.
Okay.
We are on the next page, yeah.
All right. Let's see. Nate said with a heavy sigh.
I always knew you were salty, but this is really over the top.
Sushi said, looking down at her feet. Then Wolf came in after dealing with the person at the front desk. More dealing. He sat down on the other side of Sushi and shivered.
I didn't think it was that cold in here.
Nate said, pointing at his puffy jacket that he was wearing.
No, it's not that.
Wolf started.
That person at the desk was so strange. She was like Amy, but she insisted that she was British and had a blue dress on with a British flag symbol crossing over it.
Wolf shivered again.
I'm not sure if it was her or not. It just looked like Amy, but British, like a British Amy. Hey there, friends. It's a plushed up show.
Y'all went
No,
to
you
the
don't
wrong
care.
hospital.
Just gotta know.
Wolf said.
Must have taken a real genius to find out that the Amy that was British was named British Amy.
Sushi said, rolling her eyes. Wolf rolled his eyes back.
If you were up there, then you would get what I'm talking about.
Wolf claimed.
Yeah, right.
Schnun chipped in. Oh no.
Wait, who's
Oh, this is
Yeah, Vincent, big Nux
Wait.
impression. Go.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's time for the big knocks. All right. Nathan, voices up. We're ready for you.
A doctor that looked an awful lot like Knuckles said.
Right this way, people. Move it. Move it. I don't got all day.
Said the Knuckles clone as he popped a grape into his mouth. Wolf had to practically drag Vince to the doctor's office because he refused to let go.
When I get jealous or I get mad at a game or something,
He was interrupted again.
You can just say salty. I'm not oblivious to your current day slang.
Said the Knuckles. Okay, I'm running out of creative adjectives for him.
okay, boomer.
Nate said under his breath. The Knuckles imposter gasped and turned even more red than he already was.
I am not a boomer. I am the Big Nux.
The creature said.
Oh my god, Wolf.
Oh my god. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever, boomer.
Wolf cut in.
Just cure this man. He is in pain, and he has been leaking for hours.
Please.
What?
Give me a sec.
The big nuts. It just cuts right there.
No, why does
my
it
God.
cut? No, what the?
Why is it cut? Why is it cut right there?
Had to double take for a good while.
Why? No. I wanted to know what he was gonna say.
Hold up, let me check the email.
Oh my god. I'm so confused. What?
So let me see if I understand this. The hospital is plushed up. No, just.
Oh wait, no. Okay, I see it now. It
Oh.
was. Oh, hold up. Let me just put a pause on the timer here. I mean, we got like 7 minutes left.
Okay.
Let me see. I'll replace the file because it looks like that one was replaced or something was edited.
Oh, but so we were playing Smash. I got salty, and then I started producing a lot of salt, and for some reason it's coming out of my pants. For some reason it's so powerful. There is a hole in my pants. I am very, very concerned. I am very confused. Why is it my pants?
There are only two places that salt can come from, and it ain't good.
Vincent, I'm gonna murder you.
It
If you go any further.
It ain't good, man.
Oh no.
I hate that.
Hey there, friends. It's the Blushed Up Show.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I know.
Here we are.
I know you don't care,
Yeah.
but you just gotta know.
There we go. The medical assault check. I replaced it in the file.
Okay,
I see it.
I'm gonna swap over to my break screen really quick and hop on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Wolf says lol we live on Sesame Street.
Bruh. How
Oh, we
dare.
live on Sesame Street.
You know, I feel that.
Sesame Street.
I'm gonna close that file. We're on. Is it? Wait, did you completely replace it?
It's just called the medical salt shaker.
There it is. Okay. Oh, dang it.
Unsarn it.
Open. Double click. I can't say the word. Double click.
You got
Double-
this.
All right. Scrolling down to give me a sec from the big Nux.
From the Big Nux. I'm going in. Oh, this is a 10-page fic? Yo.
All right.
The
Okay.
work was put in.
Okay. The timer's on pause right now, so as
Okay.
long as we scroll back down, you see where we're at?
Yep, I'm going back to main. Everybody can now see it. The new and completed. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I am a failure.
All right. I guess they give me a sec again as the big Nux.
Give me a sec.
The big Nux said.
I need to test something.
Big Nux reached into a seemingly non-existent pocket, but believe me, there's one there, and pulled out a pack of unsalted fries and dipped it into the trail of salt that Nate had left behind.
That's kind of gross.
Everyone gagged in disgust, except for Vince, who hadn't gotten his McDonald's fix earlier and was craving some fries.
Excuse me, sir. Can you give me a fry as well? Sorry.
Vince asked.
Sorry, kid.
The box of fries clearly was not empty, but Big Nux would much rather waste food than share. So he threw them out before he can give them to Vince and said,
They're all gone.
this put Vince into a fit of rage.
You are cruel enough not to share?
Vince said quietly, clenching his fist.
You dare disrupt citizens. You don't even take the time to cure your patient?
Everyone was confused. It seemed as though Vince had been so childish the whole day. The sun moon swing had never happened before.
You won't get away with this.
Vince mumbled through clenched teeth. Vince fell to the floor in pain. Spikes popped out of his back, his eyes became slimmer, and his pupils turned into straight lines, sharp enough to pierce through any soul with just a glance in your direction from 100 yards away. Vince was banging the floor in pain, screaming in the horror of the bully who refused to be nice. His body doubled, then tripled, then quadrupled in size. His transformation continued until he was a full-sized monster ready to demolish this foolish, unloving, disgraceful, disgusting, dishonest sack of meat and bones with a heart that was 10.5 sizes too small. With
Bruh.
one swift with one swift swoop of his tail, Vince scratched the wall but kept his eyes on the big Nuck.
Well, Big Nux the Boomer, do you see what the consequences of not sharing are yet?
This is like Mr. Rogers or something.
I
Vince
feel it.
hissed and with one grand blow, Vince swung his 70-pound tail up over his head and down onto Big Nut. Everyone watched in horror as the most innocent member of the group pounded an egotistical echidna into the ground time and time again.
Oh my
Vince,
God.
stop. He's got the message.
Stop, he's already dead. Screamed Wolf, trying to be louder than the smashes of Vince's tail hitting the ground. Vince looked at Wolf, somehow forgetting about all of his friends. Vincent's eyes got slimmer, and he walked out of the room into the bakery into the bakery in the lobby on the first floor. Couldn't fit his new body into the bakery, so he only stuck his head into it.
I demand your cupcakes. Oh, never mind. Hello? Can I please have a bag of sugar?
Oh. Vince asked the lady at the counter, who never expected to sell anything to a full-sized dinosaur. Just a sec.
Right.
The woman said and slowly inched toward the back room. A few seconds later, she came back around the desk and handed the bag of sugar to Vince.
Thank you.
Vince said. Wait, okay, now we're on the next page.
So that's Vincent reading, narrating then.
Yep.
Vince said, who then smashed his arm through the wall and grabbed the bag of sugar that the lady held out for him, and then off he went back to the office. God. Vince bursted back through the door to find all of his friends huddled around an obliterated body. Oh no. Big Nux was resilient though and was still alive. He was slowly reaching his hand over for help, only to be followed by another blow from Vince's tail.
Oh my God.
That'll show him. Vince laughed, but no one else was laughing. At all. Suddenly, Vince shoved Nate to the floor and shoved sugar down his throat.
You're choking me!
Nate could barely swallow any without 5 cups more getting dumped in. When the bag was empty, it gave Nate time to swallow.
Vince, what are you doing?
Shnun asked, horrified. Curing him, Vince replied. I figured that if I got enough sugar to balance out the salt, then he would stop leaking. Vince's logic wasn't terrible, but no one trusted him as much as they did a few minutes ago after seeing what he was capable of.
Do you know how to go back to normal?
Wolf asked as Nate was still attempting to swallow. Oh yeah, totally. With a snap of his fingers, he morphed back to normal in less than 1 second.
What?
It was that easy?
Nate asked, sitting up from the ground with 5 Grand Canyons worth of sugar in his stomach. Oh, Lord, no.
God.
Well, yeah. Did you guys think it was painful or something? Vince looked around at everyone in the room, looking carefully at everyone's shocked expressions.
I think it would be a good time to leave.
Wolf suggested, anxious to exit the hospital as fast as possible in the hopes of not getting sued.
Well, has Nate recovered?
Shnun asked.
I think I have. Let me check.
Oh, no.
Big.
Nate stood up and immediately felt sick from how much sugar he had consumed. You have a whole bag. He bent over and held onto the hospital bed that was now broken in half due to Vince's outrage earlier.
Guys, I don't feel so good. Fades away.
No! Nate felt weak and was about to pass out before his body couldn't take it anymore. Everyone watched as Nate's body began to inflate like a balloon, getting bigger and bigger by the second until... boom!
Oh my god.
I have to... hold on. I have to process that.
Oh, the timer
blew
just
up.
went off.
The timer just went off. No.
Yeah, that's Nate.
I blew
exploded.
up. I blew up, and that's the end of where we got to.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What? What? Why? What? This is amazing. But what?
How? What? Huh?
これは何?
What?
Wait, I keep scrolling. I don't see any blue. Nate, I think you're dead.
Well, Vincent killed me. It was a good life.
Oh my god.
Nate will remember this.
if you guys want to read the rest of this, CJ the Beast, share that document around to the rest of the fans when you can, because Lord.
That was a roller coaster. Thank you for that.
What happened?
Oh
Nate
my
is
god.
Dead.
I can't believe Nate is McFreaking dead.
I McFreaking love it. My mother's in the chat like, Vince, you killed my son. My mother is coming for you.
No.
Oh no.
It worked for a little while before I blew up.
Arf Captain Void in the chat be like, no. Rest in pieces,
Chris.
Nathaniel Morrison. You have lived a very weeby life, says Chris.
俺は time to shinda. I think that's the words. Time to die. Bye-bye.
And CJ Beast, coincidentally, is actually in the chat. Thank you for this.
Thank you for that ride.
Oh.
That was a ride.
I need more guava juice. Hold on.
Oh.
Guava juice?
Guava
Nani?
juice.
Wow.
What is that?
What, you never
The
heard of
chat is laughing so much.
like Jesus.
Oh.
This is good.
Oh.
Oh my god.
All right, I have the next
Alright.
fic ready. God.
What is the next one?
Jaggy Battle of Love and Sacrifice. I think this one's going to be a bit
Ooh.
more dramatic, so maybe we can clear the palette a little bit, because I don't know what I just read, but I know it was art. It was definitely
It was
art.
absolutely art.
Oh.
Like, I agree with Chris. That was a ride I was not prepared for.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I was not expecting Nate to die.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't-
Oh, this one's actually a little bit on the roleplay heavy side, and I kind of dig it.
Ooh.
Let's see what we
All
got
right.
here. Let me put us in main. We'll read off the character list and go from there. Apparently, we got Dagger the Raptor, Vincent. Oh, that's my boy. Commander Blade the Wolf. Nathan, you're a cat.
Meow.
You know, like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know. Like, yeah.
Lord. Lieutenant Schnun the Crow.
Wow.
Wait, do you outrank me? I think you outrank me. No!
Oh my god.
Ugh.
We have Sushi Le Dolphin and Jaina the Jaguar, Kawaii Jaggy. Oh, sweet.
Hey.
Author's note.
All right.
Author's note. This is a fan fiction. The lore in this story is not part of the OVAS canon. This is just a little fun, just a fun little what if about our crew in the timeline of IDW's Metal Virus Saga. There will also be a bit of OVAS X-Fan shipping, because why not? I must support the shippening. Ooh.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. I'm the light blue and Wolf's the dark blue.
Yes.
Yep. Shall we just start with the narration process again, like one page after another?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Who read the last one?
I started off the last one, so I guess through that process, Shannon is next to start off.
I suppose that makes sense considering you guys are going to be talking for a good chunk of this.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right, I will start the timer, and we'll get ourselves rolling now. All right, Chapter 1, Trauma. It was a quiet and rainy afternoon at the Resistance HQ in Metropolis, capital city. Flickies were chirping outside, and many Mobians were with their friends and teammates, either talked about future missions or were just hanging out. Well, that's what everyone thought, except a certain robotic limbed raptor was doing. He, on the other hand, was just sitting alone on a nearby windowsill, watching the rain as it hit the window while his feathery tail slowly swayed, his metal arms resting on his lap.
Dagger?
Someone suddenly called out. The voice was male, sounding slightly accented, but still clear enough for the raptor to understand. The raptor, now known by name, only looked toward the newcomer, revealing them to be a male brown cat with blue eyes and pale skin. The feline was wearing blue and black clothing, making him look like a hipster or a gamer.
My God.
He looked towards the raptor with a worried expression as his own long, fluffy tail slowly swayed behind him. However, this only made Dagger slightly glare. But it wasn't from hatred. No. Both males were the best of friends. Yet the Brit's sudden appearance made Dagger feel a bit bothered, causing him to sigh before looking back towards the window, his ear-like feathers flattening down as his expression faltered.
What do you want, Nate? I told everyone I wanted to be left alone.
He scuffed at the other male before yawning, hugging his legs once he brought them up to his chest, his chin now resting on top of his knees. Nathan's ear twitched once he heard the yawn, looking towards Dagger worriedly, only to be taken aback once he had noticed the heavy bags under the raptor's eyes. However, the orange-green reptilian bird only continued to stare out the window. Sighing, the Brit slowly walked closer, placing a hand onto the other shoulder. Dagger's only response being a slight flinch, his gaze unmoving. Yet the young feline knew his friend was listening.
Dagger, is everything alright? You've been staring out that window for the past 3 days now.
The young Brit asked. Well, now we're on the next one. Nate, Vincent, you're narrating.
The young Brit asked before pausing once he sniffed the air, only to plug his nose, curling his tail over his muzzle, surprised by the foul odor coming up from his friend.
Dude, when's the last time you showered?
Oh my God. He exclaimed suddenly, his ears flattening once he had seen the embarrassed blush on Dagger's cheeks. Did you come out here just to tell me how bad I smell, or did you actually need something important? The bird suddenly snapped. Oh, that's right. Raptors are more affiliated with birds. Shifting to look towards Nathan with the same emotionless expression as before, suddenly glaring, daggers toward the feline. Yet something was off. His amber-colored eyes almost seemed glazed over, as if he was trying to hold back tears?
What? No, look, dude. Everyone's been worried sick about you. We haven't really seen you. Have you been crying?
Nathan panicked, only for his expression to change to concern, walking closer to his feathery friend, now noticing Dagger's faltered expression once he had moved his tail away from his nose. He then looked at the raptor's feathers and fur, noticing how unkempt and messy they looked. Dagger, on the other hand, just looked down once he had noticed Nathan's expression, shaking slightly as he tried to wipe away the fresh tears that were threatening to form in his tired eyes, embarrassed to admit it, but it was true. He hadn't been eating or sleeping. Yet he wasn't quite sure if he should tell his friend the reason why. So he just faked a smile, taking in a shaky breath before chuckling sadly, looking back towards Nathan. This time, however, his lower beak slightly quivered as he spoke up once again. I'll be fine, Nate. The feathered reptile lied, biting his tongue quickly. What the heck? Sighing, he then looked down before continuing. Look, I'm assuming they were supposed to be sorry. I'm sorry for snapping at you, but can you please leave? However, before Dagger had the chance to finish, A dark gray male wolf in a light green and a light green female dolphin ran at the base, panting slightly.
Ooh, who's wolf in this one?
You want to be Wolf?
Oh,
Wait, Wolf just
speak of
joined.
the-
Perfect timing.
Wow.
Well,
Give him a second, but he's here.
He's muted.
Yep.
You got the timer paused?
Yeah, I did.
Whew.
Okay.
Welcome.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello. You came just in time. Your line's next.
Give me just a sec. I gotta pull it up.
No, you good, fam. You good.
Yeah, you good.
You Gucci, fam.
All right.
You
where's the
all
link?
good. We're on
What?
page 2 of of Love and Sacrifice.
Yep.
All right. Give me just a sec.
I'll give you exactly 5 minutes.
Look, you.
Look you.
Okay.
In
fine.
5 minutes, I shall explode.
Like
All right.
Nate.
And you said
I mean,
page-
apparently you did.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that one in a minute.
Okay.
All right. So you stopped right where I first talked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where it says
Oh, wow, that was
Nathan
good
Dagger,
timing.
we got trouble.
Good lord, that was good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan, Dagger, we've got trouble.
The wolf male exclaimed, looking towards the pair once he and the dolphin had finally managed to catch their breaths, only to turn his attention towards Dagger soon after. He wanted to ask if his friend was all right, but before he could, the female walked closer to the group, speaking up.
Whatever Eggman's plans are, things have gotten bad. Shnun just got word that the resistance base in Green Hill was attacked. Everything's gone.
She said, glancing over to Dagger herself, her eyebrow raising slightly once she had started to examine the raptor's poor state. Swallowing back the fresh tears, Dagger looked down, his ear-like feathers twitching once he had heard the Meropean speak once again as she sniffed the air slightly. She then walked over to the male raptor before quickly covering her nose with her own tail fin once she had caught his scent.
Dude, is that smell coming from you?
She exclaimed in a slightly exaggerated tone.
See, is that the next page?
I think so?
Causing
I-
Dagger to flinch once again as he pressed himself against the window he was... I looked away. Against the window he was nearby to try and hide himself away. Noticing the raptor's discomfort, Nathan quickly stood in front of him, holding an arm out before looking towards Dagger with a sad smile. Now feeling stupid for reacting the same way, yet the female had taken her reaction a bit too far, and that made the Brit a bit upset. He then looked back towards the dolphin, glaring. That's enough, Sushi, the feline suddenly hissed, his tail flicking angrily, shielding the older male. This caused both Sushi and the Grey Wolf's eyes to widen as they looked at the feline, slightly shocked from his sudden outburst. Everyone's been on edge since it all started. Everyone's been on edge since it all started. Give Dagger a break. He continued his statement, sighing as his ears flattened. Nathan then sighed, trying to calm down before back towards both the Meropean and male Mobians before speaking once again. Let's go find Shnun. Perhaps she has some help with finding survivors. Perhaps she could use some help with finding survivors, he suddenly suggested. However, Dagger just placed his robotic clawed hands against the sides of his head, closing his eyes for a moment, almost seeming troubled.
You guys just go on without me. I don't think I can go onto the field anymore. Not after the accident.
He spoke quietly, shakily, looking up towards his friends, while trying his best to hold back tears. Once he had, however, both males' ears flattened down as they looked towards the raptor worriedly.
Accident? What accident?
The Grey Wolf quietly asked, walking towards Dagger, bending down in front of him, Once he had, however, his eyes widened once he had noticed the dark bags and tear stains were now visible on the shorter one's face, his fur and feathers messy and unkempt. Sighing, he then tried to think of a way to word his next question carefully, knowing that the topic he wanted to bring up was a bit touchy.
Dagger, do you mean what happened in Spagonia?
He corrected, gently placing a hand against Dagger's metal one. His expression only faltered even more once he had felt the metal limb shake, looking into the raptor's eyes, watching him nod quite quickly as he stayed silent. Now having the confirmation that he needed, the Grey Wolf had quietly spoken up once again, asking a longing question that was on both his and Nate's mind.
Is that the reason why you've been avoiding your own health? I don't think we haven't noticed. Your scent hasn't been the easiest to hide, especially not from a nose like mine.
He had asked, looking towards Nathan as the young Brit gave the wolf a sad smile. The cat then looked towards Dagger himself with the same worried expression. He then spoke up once more. We care about you, Dagger, but hiding away isn't the answer. Please, let us in. We're always here to listen. The feline Brit quietly reassured, trying his best to comfort Dagger without setting him off again. However, once he had finished his sentence, the raptor's eyes widened, his pupils turning into slits as he slowly zoned out.
I think that's Jaggy's character, Jaina.
Oh, shoot.
You can tell me anything, love. I'm always here to listen.
I can't. Oh, wait. We're on the next page,
Next
aren't we?
page.
Oh, next
Yeah.
narrator.
Oh,
Wolf.
You ready for
Narrate.
narrating?
Dagger muttered, his feathery tail flickering as he started to panic. Snapping his head back towards his friends, his left eye now twitching as he dug his metal claws into his arms, once he had hugged onto himself before looking downwards.
She's still out there. I just know it. She can't fight against those things. She's not like us. I can't lose her to them. I just can't.
He pleaded before suddenly springing up from the windowsill, his metal shoulders now slightly dented with small scratches from his claws. However, before he had the chance to run far, the reptilian bird was quickly grabbed by both Nathan and the Grey Wolf, causing him to flinch as he tried to break free from their hold.
Oh, no, let me go. I need to find her. She needs me.
A now panicking raptor yelled, trying to pull against his friends. Yet with his weakened state and K9's great strength, he found it difficult.
Dagger, calm down. You can't just go out on your own. You could risk getting infected. Blade and I only want to help you. Who are you talking about? Who is she?
The feline yelled back, digging his own claws into the raptor's metal arms while holding him back. However, when Nate had looked into the raptor's amber eyes, all he could see was an empty soul. No sign of his old friend's normal spark anymore. Dagger's always been so level-headed. Nathan was surprised that losing someone so dear to the raptor could cause such a drastic result. In all honesty, he never would have imagined that the events of this war could ever get to his friends. Especially not someone so brave and kind as Dagger. It worried Nathan even more as he watched the orange cream male freak out before both himself and the Grey Wolf. The raptor's feathery tail fluffing up with panic while his own furry one swayed. The gray male, who was addressed as Blade, on the other hand, just sighed, trying his best to grab Dagger's chin firmly, making the... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said I think so, yeah, firmly.
Making the reptilian bird look in his direction, his ears flattening once he noticed thin slits within those kind amber eyes. It scared both males greatly as they both kept a firm grip on their friend. Dagger's fluffy tan chest raised and fell quickly as he breathed heavily. He looked as if he was on the verge of collapsing. Dagger, listen to me. You need to calm down before you cause a scene. Nathan is right. It's too dangerous to go out there without a plan. I know you're worried for your friend, but we can't risk losing anyone else. He calmly yet sternly stated, trying to snap the raptor out of his panic. However, the crowd around them started to stare, the unwanted attention making the canine feel uneasy, fearing that it would only cause his friend even more panic. So he looked over to Sushi, his tail swaying. Sushi, wait, yeah, Sushi, I need you to clear everyone out of the room. I've never seen Dagger like this before. Who knows what would happen if we let him go? Oh, wait, barked. I've never seen Dagger like this before. Who knows what would happen if we let him go? Blade suddenly barked, his ears flattening. He and Nathan had then looked back towards Dagger, who was now looking down quietly at the floor, while muttering under his breath once the gray wolf let go of his chin. Sushi glanced over to her panicking friend for a moment before slowly nodding her head towards her friend's command. She then quickly ran off, trying to drown out Dagger's cries.
I believe we're on the next page now.
I guess so. All right.
Okay,
So
just double checking there.
yeah,
I need to find her. She needs me.
the feathered male explained. His breathing starting to quicken even more. Suddenly, his eyes widened, looking more panicked as he stared off into the distance, almost as if he was seeing something his friends could not.
Dagger, run! I'll hold them off!
The distressed raptor had heard, his muttering slowly getting louder as he tried to reach out towards the Sutton boys once he had gotten his right arm free from Nathan's grip.
No, you can't. Come back.
As soon as the image before him disappeared, Dagger suddenly covered his face with his free hand, sobbing hysterically while both Nathan and Blade watched helplessly and clueless, now deeply worried for their friend.
Don't leave me. Please come back. Don't go, Jaina.
This is so sad.
I know, right?
The male raptor panicked, shaking slightly as he seemed to collapse against his friend, Nathan tilting his head in confusion once he had heard Dagger mutter Jaina. Once the room was cleared, Sushi looked towards Dagger, now worried for her friend once she had heard the raptor's hysterics. Suddenly, Nathan's eyes widened once it hit him. However, before he could speak up, Blade sighed, groaning to himself as he gently loosened his grip on the reptilian bird, shushing him softly while rubbing his back as if he was a small child. Nathan could only watch silently once he had snapped out of his thoughts, trying his best to look into Dagger's amber eyes before speaking at him calmly.
Dagger, everything will be okay. We'll find Jaina, and we'll save her, alright? I'm sure she can hold her own until then. Maybe she's with none.
The feline Brit suggested, trying his best to calm Dagger while Blade kept him from escaping. However, Dagger just kept pulling against Blade, hissing quietly as he looked away from the other two males. His body was shaking as tears poured down his cheeks.
No. You all don't understand. I've always been there to protect her. She can't fight them off like we can. I need to.
The male raptor cried. However, before he could finish protesting, Dagger suddenly went limp in Blade's arms, his ear-like feathers flattening completely once his eyes were closed. Both males watched as their friend was slight panic, but they soon sighed with relief upon realizing that Dagger had only passed out. They then looked towards each other before turning to Sushi, who had just seen the unconscious raptor. Her expression filled with worry and dread as she walked back over to the group, placing a hand on Dagger's cheek. Her eyes widened a bit when she felt how warm it was, and as she wiped his tears away.
How long did you say Dagger had been avoiding his health, Nate?
All the serious mode, then suddenly come in Valley Girl Sushi. Kinda ruins it. Kinda kills it.
How do I make... I'm not sure. Move on.
Sushi asked worriedly. However, before she could get her answer, the sound of footsteps filled the room.
Next page?
Oh,
Yep, next page,
wait.
Vincent.
That's me? Okay.
Yep.
Looking toward the door, everyone was surprised once they had seen a female black crow. She looked exhausted, yet the female had only a couple of cuts and bruises. Other than that, she was fine.
Please tell me you boys didn't get into another fight.
The female bird quietly asked, a hint of annoyance within her tone as she walked towards the group. Blade, now carrying the unconscious raptor in his arms, tried his best to explain that his second-in-command had missed in her time of absence as they all started to walk to the infirmary.
And that's what happened. We were honestly only trying to help.
He finished, entering the room a few minutes later before placing Dagger onto one of the many beds that were there. Looking towards his friend, the Grey Wolf's attention suddenly focused on his feline friend, once he had seen the Brit curl his hands into fists.
How could I have not noticed it sooner? I could have helped. Dagger wouldn't be suffering so much if only I hadn't pushed him like I did.
Nathan suddenly exclaimed, hissing as his tail twitched and his ears flattened. Looking down once he shut his eyes slightly, trying to hold back tears once they threatened to form within his own eyes.
Nathan, calm down. It's not your fault. No one is at fault. Dagger probably didn't want to worry us.
There we go. Blade reassured, speaking in a low tone while his own tail twitched. This caused Nathan to sigh, wiping away his tears before speaking once again, once he was calm.
Right, sorry. Although, I honestly don't blame Dagger for his sudden outburst. I've only met Jaina once before, and she seemed very nice.
The feline apologized, looking towards Dagger with a sad yet curious expression. The male raptor in question continued to sleep, a cloth resting upon his head. However, it was anything but peaceful as he suddenly rolled onto his side, hugging onto a pillow tightly, his voice slightly breaking once he started to cry again, muttering under his breath, "Please come back. Come back." With a sad sigh, Nathan walked closer to his ailing friend, placing the cloth back onto his head once he had noticed that it had slid off. He then looked back towards the others, speaking once again, now placing his hand onto Dagger's robotic one, his other hand on his head to move his bangs out of his face.
What are we going to do if she's infected? Or worse, Dagger would never forgive himself if anything bad were to happen to her.
He asked, taking in a deep breath before looking down, his ears flattening once he had started to think back onto a haunting memory.
I still can't believe Nafisa, Sunny, and Deremi are gone. They all got infected while trying to help me in battle.
The Brit finished, only to jump suddenly once he had felt something touch him. Nathan quickly looked over his right shoulder to see what it was, only to sigh in relief once he had seen that it was only Shnun. Can we take a moment to just realize that our fans are dying in war now?
Yeah, what?
Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Now that you've said that out loud? No?
Like, the
No,
heck?
thank you. Do not want.
Oh,
Do
man.
not want.
Why are we always in war?
What do you
We've been in a lot of wars.
War
as
never
a-
changes.
Like for real, I feel like I should have had a medal or something by now.
Well, you know, war. I can't do the voice.
War,
You gotta do Vector's voice.
war never changes.
Oh yeah, Vector also said the line.
Do it, do it, do
You
it, do it.
did.
Wolf.
Oh, war never. Wrong voice.
Don't say Bentley.
It's one of those
Wrong voice.
voices that needs like warming up, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel you.
We'll do it
Well,
next time. But the
Yeah.
better question is, why are we still here?
I don't know.
Just
I put the
suffer.
timer on pause. We got like a few minutes. We could probably get to the one to like Regis Spagonia 3 days ago. So I think that's probably where we'll cut it here. But
all right.
uh,
Then let's continue.
See, are we on the next page already?
I believe so. Yep.
Let's see, where did we leave off?
It's my line
Sun's
here. Let's
line.
see.
Okay,
Mhm.
and then it's me reading off after that.
Yep. Hey, it's going to be all right. I know things seem tough right now, but we can't lose hope. Once Tails and Sonic are able to find out a cure, we'll save everyone infected. I promise.
The bird lieutenant reassured Nathan, smiling sadly before she had looked towards Blade and Sushi.
Until then, we need to keep an eye out on Dagger and make sure his health doesn't deteriorate even more than it already has. Once he wakes up, we'll try to talk him out again once he's calmed down enough.
Shannon finished as she smiled, sighing in relief. However, she then glanced over to Dagger. Her smile now slightly faltered. Oh god, it's Sasha. Schnun's right. We're a team. We can't be fighting when Dagger needs us. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh my god.
How do I not do a Valley Girl voice for Sushi?
It's not the right one for that.
Not for this tone. Not for this tone.
I think we're gonna have to go with something a little more Russian. Das Vidanya.
Stop it. Stop
Well, that
it.
was our last
Schnun's
line.
right. What a tame. Sushi apologized, sighing as she looked down shamefully while her tail fin slowly swayed. She then leaned against the wall, looking away from the group. Once calmed down, Nathan turned to look at Dagger, smiling sadly, knowing that the raptor was finally resting properly. His gaze then focused on the green Meropian, sighing as his ears flattened. It's alright, Sush. I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to lose my temper. I've just been worried about Dagger. I never thought he'd become so broken. He admitted, apologizing to the Meropian. He then looked towards Blade, frowning slightly, something clearly on his mind. You said something about an attack in Spagonia. Was that Eggman's first target? He quietly asked, causing Blade to raise an eyebrow.
No. His first target was actually Windmill Village, while he was under the alias Mr. Tinker. This happened recently.
The Grey Wolf corrected, looking towards Dagger as he tried to recall the things he was told days prior.
And then,
that's when
yep.
we stop, I think, because
yep, the timer went off literally when Wolf started the talk. But
dang it.
Oh, we got so close.
But
Thank you, Kawhi
cliffhanger.
Jaggy. The feels.
Be sure to send that fic around for those who want to continue reading it.
Mm-hmm. If you guys want to see where this story goes, definitely keep an eye out for Kawaii Jaggy so that she can either A, continue on to the next parts if there are more parts after this, and B, because this is the most important one, to finish this fic. Oh my god. You guys are spoiling us.
Yeah, but we gotta get to more of the other ones here.
Mm-hmm. We're working on it. Slowly but
Yep,
surely. I'm going to take a quick break into the the lavatory, and I'll be back.
All right, we'll talk
Okay.
here with the fans here. Let's see.
Whew.
Oh boy! All right.
So,
These
yeah.
have turned out incredible so far.
So yeah.
Hey, Wolf.
Hi.
How you been?
I've been all right. Just watching this stuff on the way home. It's pretty funny.
When Nate died.
Yeah. Why did you die?
Well, I had the salt gland.
Also,
And
another question.
yes,
Why do you have a salt gland?
because I do. I don't know. I don't know. Why are you asking me? I didn't write it.
I actually need to legit check. Salt gland. Is that a real thing?
Oh, please
I
don't.
want to know actually. Is the salt
It's for
gland?
birds. It's a bird thing.
Oh my god! Really?
Oh, it's a hidden bird pun. Yes.
The salt gland is an organ for excreting excess salts. It is found in elasmobranchs, shark rays, and skates, seabirds, and some reptiles. Sharks' glands are found in their sharks' glands are found in their rectum. Birds and reptiles or in.
Wait, is
or
that why I
on-
had a hole in my pants?
Wow.
Is that
so
why I had a hole in my pants?
Wait. Yeah, that was researched. Oh.
Oh my no! No!
Oh.
No!
Oh.
Oh no!
I gotta hug my bread plushie for comfort after that. No.
What did I just come back to?
We
Shannon
Googled-
just looked up salt gland is actually kind of a real thing,
What?
but it's in birds and reptiles, and apparently it's okay. I'm gonna be mature. It's in their rectum.
You what?
Well, for sharks it is. For sharks it is. For birds and reptiles, it's in or on their skull, in the areas around the eyes, nostrils, or mouth.
But then it wouldn't make sense as to why I have a hole in my pants.
Are you wait?
You're part shark, apparently.
So then, Nathan's a shark. I knew it. I can't. Wait, are we gonna have raw fish? We're gonna eat the shark?
All right,
Wait,
and
no, You're not.
Chris, that's real?
It looks like they really did do their research. Oh wait, no.
Oh,
CJ
right, no.
says no. It wasn't researched at all. That's just a coincidence.
A coincidence? Methinks not.
Oh my God. That is the worst coincidence I've ever seen in my life.
Apparently, Scylla knew it was real. Though the sad part was, I knew it was real because I took AP Bio. Oh, I'm not surprised I taught you that. in AP Bio.
Oh, but you skipped the wonderful pun that War Taco did right above that.
Where?
What?
Read it off.
What?
Shenan't have looked that up, I guess.
Wow. I say shouldn't, but shouldn't. That's funny.
Incredible job.
Dragons
Also-
and a variety. So Shannon and Vince have salt glands then? Because we're the reptile and bird people of the group.
Well, to be fair, not reptilian. Raptors of any
Well-
raptors of any genus were more closely related to the avian. So, yeah.
Nerd alert.
Shush. Like,
Also,
Uh-huh.
I want to talk about why you wanted to go to McDonald's when I brought pizza home.
right? Can we take a moment to unpack that for a little bit? Like, why?
Wolf wasted money for
We-
us, and then we ignored his kindness. No wonder he was so mad that day.
It's like, hold on. I come in holding a box of fresh hot pizza. How much you want to bet that came from like 5-star and we ordered the Piezilla?
I'm gonna be mad because like Papa John's and you got the large one. It's like, oh, so that's how you want to be.
No.
And then
No, but the best part about the Papa John's one, remember, Papa John's is like the most expensive pizza. They're the only places I know that charge more than $10 for a medium pie. So a large Papa John's pizza, that's about $20, and we're letting it get cold. That ain't right.
Oh, Kawaii
Oh.
Jack is asking, how are our emotions after that?
oh, pretty good, pretty good.
All the war. Gee, why the war? There's also another war fic that we gotta read.
War.
Also, why am I the
One
commander?
Cause,
Why are you the commander?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm the lieutenant, apparently.
Yeah, you were like that in the other one with the salty Nate too. You were the mom apparently.
I was just on my phone in a car in the backseat, not even worried about it.
not even worried about
And,
it.
and somehow
And then I died.
I all of you are my kids, and apparently I have to explain why my raptor child is committing assault to a doctor who happens to be a puppet.
Explaining these fics out of content is fun.
It makes perfect sense to me. I think just putting it out there. Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway, we still got two more 30-minute readings to do before
Yep.
the stream is through. Shall we?
Yep, the next one is
Oh.
from Renegade, I believe.
Renegade. All right.
I think this is the other war one.
Oh, good.
Oh, this is the continuation. Oh, this is the
Oh,
continuation.
the war between us.
Oh, yeah.
The eggs, and we have the traitor thing going on, and then the third party that we don't know about until the end of the previous fic. Oh, it's gonna suck not reading to the end. Okay, we got this.
Okay, well, just gotta be quick. Let's see. I had the timer set. Who was narrating last? I think that was me? Or no, Vincent?
Vincent starts off now.
All right.
I got this. All right.
There's the cast up there, so here we go.
A young woman breathed heavily as she ran through a forest, ducking behind trees. Wait,
Oh, I'm
Oh.
sorry. She went this way.
a creepy voice yelled behind her. She struggled to keep running, but her lungs burned. She came across a small cave and she ran in and hid behind a big rock. She forced her breathing to slow, trying to be quiet. Oh,
Okay, it says feminine.
yeah, that's feminine.
I got it. I know it's creepy. Oh, I got an idea. I know where you are.
A feminine, eerie voice sing-songed. The woman's heart pounded. They were getting closer.
I smell your fear.
The voice was in the cave now. The girl curled into a ball.
I'm coming.
Lord. Suddenly, a shot rang out. The ugly fish beast crying out, it turned. Oh, wow. Standing at the mouth of the cave was a tall man with dark wolf features. He was holding a dark blue revolver. He smirked.
What's up, fish freak?
Yeah. He quipped.
You murdered our soldiers.
Oh, the monster growled.
I did them a favor. They were too ugly to live.
Ding! He said, shrugging. The fish screeched, then lunged for him. He used the trees to parkour and hop around, hardcore parkour, while the monster tried to swipe at him. It screamed in frustration and pain as he continued shooting and kicking it. After a few minutes, the monster fell on its side, too wounded to stand.
You will lose. Our army is large and...
The beast panted. The man walked up to it.
You will all die.
Yeah, sure thing.
The man dismissed before taking out his blue katana sword and taking the beast's head off.
Oh my god!
Cool. Okay.
Bruh, I thought Nate was gonna be the hardcore weeb, but bruh, you emptied the entire magazine and then chopped her head off. My god.
I'm edgy. Oh my god.
So
This is
edgy.
cool.
Cool.
I know.
My word.
Oh god. He sheathed the sword and looked towards the cave.
Emma, you can come out now.
He called out. The young girl walked out of the cave and shakily ran towards the man. She threw her arms around him.
Are you okay?
He asked in concern as he wrapped her in a brotherly hug.
Brotherly?
Brotherly.
Oni-sama.
Oh, who is this?
Uh,
It's
Emma.
Emma. Emma. Vincent, you do Emma.
Sure thing. Yeah, I was scared, she said shamefully. He held her at arm's length then.
Hey, nothing wrong with being scared. You're not hurt, though.
She shook her head. He then smiled at her.
Good. Let's get going before any more of those freaks show up.
How did they find us? I thought we were careful. The man frowned.
I don't know. But we'll be fine. Come on, let's get out of here.
She nodded, then stood straighter. Thank you, Wolf.
Nah, don't mention it.
The two then took off through the woods. At the Gamers HQ, it had been 4 days since the fight with Ellie and Megan, or Renegade as she was calling herself now. Dragon sat at his quarters, thinking about everything. Nathan had confessed to leaving Renegade, which had been a shock. He started thinking back to Ellie, how Nate had told them she had run away without a word one day and was thought to be dead. None of this made any sense. He began noticing Nate's behavior, how it seemed puppet-like at times, or how at times he looked guilty. Something was wrong, and Dragon was going to get to the bottom of it. At Troll Jungle, in a castle covered in black seaweed, a fish soldier limped into the throne room. Sushi was sitting on her throne, being fed a bat.
My queen.
He choked out. Her eyes snapped to him.
Did you find the wolf pack?
We're keeping
We
that.
did, but
Oh, wait, who's after me in the reading of the narration?
I think me.
Do you want me to take over for Sush?
Actually, wait. I think it's me. I just thought about it.
Oh?
Oh, you
Oh
wanna...
yeah, because the call. Yeah, the call.
Ah, that's right. You want to do the narration?
Oh yeah, sure.
Go for it.
You're doing sushi?
Sushi's okay. Cool. All right. Sushi stood up, her servant scuttering off. She walked slowly to the cowering soldier.
But what?
What?
They got away. The wolfman was stronger than we anticipated, and he killed the squad.
This the soldier was shaking now. Sushi took a hold of his chin, gently lifting him to stand. She smiled at him sweetly.
So do you mean to tell me that you failed? I asked you a simple task and you couldn't even do it?
The soldier was shaking now. No, I just read that. The soldier tried to sputter out an apology, but her grip tightened and her smile fell. Her face shifted. Her mouth opened wide.
Oh no.
Screams echoed throughout the castle. Sushi stormed into the ballroom.
Tell our marionette that we need another soldier, a competent one, now.
She screamed. Her soldier sprung into action. She smiled, bloody teeth showing. Oh, sorry.
The
Wow.
internet broke
Oh.
out real bad for you.
Yeah.
Man,
Also, I got the colors wrong. I thought that was Evie. That's why I gave it the cute voice.
Well,
Evie's in the next one.
Evie's dead now.
Oh no. No.
oh well.
You got this.
Mr. Narrator.
I'm reading. Give me a sec.
You lose your place a lot, I see.
No, I don't. I was trying to get this thing situated. You know, internet.
Uh,
2 days later, Dragon walked into the egg pen where Evie was tending to the eggs. He shut the door and sat next to her.
Sonic. Sonic is Dragon. Nate.
Oh, that's Dragon? How the eggs doing?
Oh, this is Evie. Okay.
Oh, good. This one's almost ready to hatch.
She was smiling wide. He smiled back. He looked nervous.
Are you okay, Dragon?
I've been thinking about the fight with Renegade and Ellie. About what Renegade said.
The Raptors haven't brainwashed them somehow. We'll get them back.
She said with confidence.
But Nathan confessed to leaving her, and
He trailed off, looking towards the door.
What's wrong?
Dragon leaned in a bit.
something doesn't feel right. I don't know what, but something is going on. I think. Dragon?
Dragon froze. Nathan was standing in the open doorway. How much had he heard? Dragon stood and turned to him.
Yes, sir? I need to see you in my office.
He then turned and walked away. Dragon looked back at Evie, who looked a bit confused and worried. Dragon went to follow his commander. They came into the room and shut the door. Nathan sat at his desk.
Everything all right, sir? I have a mission for you.
Nate pulled out a map of Troll Jungle.
Troll Jungle?
Dragon knew of that place. Heard the stories of monsters and violent thieves. Most people that went in there didn't come back. Nathan looked at him seriously.
We got intel that an extremely rare game is here. Roll of Rose. I need someone to go in and get it. You're one of my best soldiers. I know you can get this done.
Rule of Rose. Dragon kept his face neutral, but instead he was freaking out. Was Nate really suggesting to go out to Troll Jungle alone? Some of his anxiety must have shown because Nate sighed.
Look, I know you're apprehensive, but this is very important. This game could do us a lot of good.
Something inside Dragon was screaming this was bad.
What about backup? Who'll be coming for me? No one. We can't risk a lot of people going in and possibly setting off any traps or bringing attention to you.
Dragon felt cold.
With all due respect, sir, I don't think this is a good idea. I'm not comfortable about this.
Nathan narrowed his eyes at him.
Are you questioning me?
Dragon's bad feelings increased tenfold at Nate's growl. Nathan never spoke to anyone like that.
No, sir, I just don't... I'm giving you an order, Dragon. You'll go there and retrieve that game.
Nathan snarled. The dragon prided himself on never being easily scared or intimidated. Right now, he was struggling not to squirm. Something in the way Nate was glaring at him and the way his voice sounded, it was making him uneasy.
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Nate's expression softened at that. He handed him the map, which had the mark of where he had to go.
Good. Get your gear and get ready. Make sure you have enough to protect yourself. When do I leave, sir? As soon as you're ready.
Dragon frowned. You sending him out that fast? It's because he doesn't want you telling anyone what's happening. The thought ran through his head. He didn't want to believe that, but his bad gut feeling wasn't leaving.
Next page.
Next
Who's reading now?
I think it's you, Nate. Because I think...
An hour later, then. An hour later. Dragon was in Troll Dungeon. He slowly and carefully walked through the damp, creepy swamp, eyes shifting to every sound. He had now been walking and looking for Rule of Rose for over an hour, with no sign of it. His nerves were getting more and more on edge. He didn't know why he was nervous, but something felt off. Snap! A branch breaking was heard. Dragon took out his flamethrower. He looked through the trees, when suddenly, a face with sharp teeth and huge eyes jumped out and screamed at him. He was about to turn on his weapon, when more monsters jumped out. He was surrounded. He turned his flames on, but they dodged him. One of the monsters swiped the flamethrower out of his hands, then tried to claw him. Dragon flipped away and took out his controller whip. He began whipping at the creatures. He started to drive them away, but when he heard what sounded like lightning, he turned to see a tall, slender female with long claws, yellow lightning emanating from her fingers. He had no time to run before he was hit in the chest with a bolt. He went flying on his back. He could only lay in the dirt, in pain and disorientated. The monster surrounded him.
Ooh, he's the strongest one. I like him.
One of the things said.
Yes, he'll make a good soldier, Precious.
The tall one hissed. Dragon felt his heart pound. What were these things going to do to him? A couple of them began to run their webbed hands up his chest and through his hair. Dragon trying to struggle.
No, not here. We must take him back. Then you can have your fun with him.
The tall one said. The other smiling with all teeth at him.
He doesn't look like the type to be into that kind of fun.
What? Wait, what?
A voice suddenly said from above. The monsters snarled as they looked up. In the trees was a man with dark wolf features. He was pointing a gun at them.
You!
The man shot the tall one in the head, then jumped down in front of Dragon. Wolf pulled out another gun and began shooting the fish creatures. They swiped and pounced at him, but Wolf was fast and skilled. He ran up the trees, flipping through the air, taking them out with ease. The fight was over in no time. Wolf put his guns away, making his way over to Dragon, who was still dazed.
You may have been able to survive this long, but your luck will soon run out, dog boy.
The tall one hissed, struggling to get up and away. Wolf sighed and walked over to her, taking out his gun. His gun.
His gun.
Shut up.
Oh, wow.
Get
We're
cocky.
mature.
Get cocky.
Damn, I'm good. Haven't you freaks learned yet? This isn't luck. I'm just this good.
Oh, he's so cool. He said with a flare of his arms and then shot her in the head. Dragon was trying very hard to stay awake, but his vision was darkening. Suddenly, the wolf's man's face appeared above him. The man looked very concerned.
Hey, are you all right?
Dragon passed out then. When Dragon woke up, he was on a bed. With effort, he sat up. His chest was bandaged, but he wasn't in any pain. He didn't recognize the place, but it was a nice room. He saw that his weapons were gone, but some clothes were laid out. He got up and put the shirts that was there. He then casually cautiously walked out. He came into a hallway. He was in some sort of huge warehouse. He could hear voices. He slowly followed them. He came to a big living area where two women were sitting at a table together talking. One of them was a pretty young girl with flowing red hair. The other was a slightly older woman with brown hedgehog features and brown hair. They didn't seem threatening, so he walked a bit further into the room. They heard him and shut up and looked at him.
Pause the timer. Pause that timer.
Pausing.
Your hiccups chose the wrong time.
Yeah, they chose the wrong time.
Oh.
Are you okay?
Read the lines.
I think we're on the next page anyway. You can take a break. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I think
After we finish reading this,
yeah, we got like 2 gamer coins. One I completely missed a long time ago, and 10 more just submitted.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jesus Christ, Nate.
God. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing.
Look. Look. You just got done saying that I'm basically like, John Wick in wolf furry form. So I'm like,
Furry Wick.
furry wick.
Furry Wick. Oh no. All right, what was the gamer
John
coins?
Fur.
oh, you're right. We'll read the gamer coins. Gamer coins.
Real quick.
Kennedy KJK 2016. Thank you for the 10 gamer coins. Always appreciated. I hurt my ankle, but that won't stop me from enjoying these stories. I enjoy all you guys and the chat as well. I was hoping you guys maybe could do Sela and mine collab fan fiction.
I think that's in the file, but we'll see if we're able to reach it. We make no promises, but we have some stuff to go through because some of these people haven't got their fix read in yet, and there's another one that we gotta do once this one's done. The other gamer coins being from Midnight Cat, sending 5 gamer coins. Thank you. # wasted pizza, and the TMNT went and grabbed that free pizza you guys left behind.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles broke into our house and took our pizza.
You know
We're in
what?
New York?
This story has layers.
Like an onion.
Ogre.
You live in New York?
Apparently, we're in New
What?
York.
At least in that fic.
Oh no! That means we had authentic New York style pizza.
Oh, I'm even angry now.
No!
Like that's good. No, you can get McDonald's anywhere. That other stuff. Mm-mm.
No, that's like pizza where the slices are the size of your head. You have to like fold it to eat it. No.
And you wanted McDonald's.
No! I've sinned. I've sinned.
You
Lord
have
of fuck.
sinned.
You didn't only kill me, you made us miss out on pizza. The good
Lord.
stuff.
No.
If you're killing me, I can forgive. The pizza? No.
Irredeemable.
Oh man. All right. I believe this next line's the light blue is Emma, which I believe Vincent you're doing.
Sure.
At least giving like a feminine voice for. Pink is Mama Drift. Who wants to be another female?
I'll do it.
Dang.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Go ahead.
You're awake.
Oh, who's narrating? Nate.
The redhead exclaimed excitedly before standing up.
Are you hungry? I can make you something.
Dragon just stared at her, not sure what to do. The hedgehog girl then chuckled.
Emma, he just woke up and is probably very confused. Give him some time.
He said with a nice smile. The girl Emma smiled in embarrassment.
I'm sorry. It's been a long time since we've seen a new face.
Dragon gathered his composure.
Who's purple?
I think that's
That's
Oh,
Sonic.
okay.
oh, Sonic Dragon.
That's all right. Where are we?
This is our hideout. It's nice, isn't it?
Dragon sighed. Not really the answer he was looking for. The hedgehog girl then stood and slid a chair out.
Please sit down. You look tired still.
She said in a kind way. She had a very motherly way about her, despite everything. It made Dragon feel more at ease. He sat down with a groan.
I'm Drift. This is Emma.
Dragon, did you know what happened?
Our friend Wolf brought you back here yesterday. You were injured and we did our best to heal you.
Wolf must have been the guy who saved him. Drift continued.
He said the fish soldiers attacked you in Troll Jungle.
Dragon nodded, everything coming back to him, including the fact that Nathan had sent him there. Had Renegade been right?
Hey, Sleeping Beauty's awake.
You think Dragon's pretty?
Keep going.
Dragon looked up. The man who saved him. Wolf was walking into the room.
How you feeling, kid?
He asked kindly. I'm all right. I guess I owe you one. Wolf smiled and waved at him dismissively.
You owe me nothing. I'm just glad I was there in time.
You saved me. I don't want to think about what those things would have done. By the way, what were those things? Wolf, Drift, and Emma frowned at him. Suddenly, a new voice entered.
Sushi's shoulders.
Shoulders?
Sushi's shoulders.
No.
Wow, what a great first entrance.
Pause that freaking timer.
Sushi's shoulders.
Yes.
shoulders.
So her shoulders just leapt up from her body. No arms, no body, just shoulders.
Oh my god! And
He's not here for that.
and it was such a serious moment too. It's
It
like
was too.
sushi shoulders.
Alright, sushi.
Sushi soldiers.
Why is it
See?
suddenly a tongue twister?
Sushi's
Sushi's
soldiers.
Sushi's
Yeah, it's easy.
soldiers. Sushi's soldiers. Okay, Sushi's soldiers.
Yeah.
Everyone looked into the entranceway after that tongue twister. A woman with bird features, long brown hair, and glasses was walking to them.
Shannon!
Emma exclaimed excitedly before going to give her a hug. Drift and Wolf greeted her as well. She then turned to Dragon.
Hello, I'm Shnun. I make sure Wolf doesn't burn the place down.
It was one time.
Wolf shouted indignant. Indignant?
Indignant.
Indignant. Indignant. While the girls giggled. In spite of what was going on, Dragon started smiling. This group had a calming effect. I'm Dragon.
Nice to meet you. Now, mind telling us just what you were doing in Troll Jungle alone?
Dragon's smile fell. I was sent there by my commander to find a special game.
So you're a gamer.
She asked with no malice or anger. He nodded.
Oh, okay. It's like the same color, so yeah.
I know it hurts.
All right. I had a feeling you were when I saw your controller whip.
Dragon then told them everything. He noticed Shnun and Wolf shared a look when he mentioned how Nate had behaved. I knew there were dangerous things in the swamp, but I've never seen anything like those monsters. Shnun sighed sadly.
Not all of them used to be monsters.
Dragon saw Wolf look down. Drift and Emma had tears in their eyes.
We lost 2 of our friends to Sushi. Her soldiers captured one of them and turned him into one of them. The other, he...
Shnun seemed to choke up.
She managed to get in somehow and used a mind control technique on him. He told her our location and all our information. When he tried to fight back, She killed him.
Wolf finished, looking away then. Dragon felt his heart go out to them. I've been fighting in this war since the beginning. Why haven't we heard of this sushi? Why haven't any of you been involved?
Oh, shoot. Is that,
That's
Send-
Emma.
That's Emma, okay. Why does there have to be a war? Why can't everyone just get along?
Dragon looked at her with a mix of exasperation. Thank you, voice in the void. And sadness. She was just a kid. She didn't understand.
Oh my god.
The raptors need to be stopped. We're just trying to share games with the world and what they're trying to do.
We're on the next page. So who comes after? Because we did me, Wolf, Nate.
I feel bad. Sushi has been the villain so many times.
I
Can
know.
we get a fic where Sushi is the hero?
Yeah.
Or
I feel
I'm the villain?
bad. It's always the. Oh, that'd be
Wolf
cool.
wants to be a villain.
Yeah. Okay. So Wolf is the villain and Sushi's the hero.
Wow. So who's narrating next?
You.
Oh,
Dragon trailed off, Renegade's voice sounding in his head.
who was Renegade last time?
I don't remember.
Nathan, do a voice.
I'm a little lost. Let's see. Where are we?
I'll do
Bright
Uh,
red.
The red tag.
Oh. And that's Renegade?
Yeah, just do a voice.
Didn't they tell you that?
I think Renegade's
We know-
a she. I'm not
We
She
sure.
said
know
do
the
a voice.
Raptors. Oh,
Dang it. Did they tell you that? Anyway.
we know the Raptors.
Shannon said. Wolf scoffed.
Seriously, what kind of name is the Uwu Raptors?
Not now, Wolf. Their leader, Vince, has helped us a couple times. When we needed food or medicine, he gave us what he needed. Or what we needed.
Dragon frowned. Was Renegade right? Had he been lied to?
None of this makes any sense.
To answer your original question, Sushi has stayed in the shadows. She lives deep in Troll Jungle. Everyone believes her to be a ghost story. We tried telling Vince once, but he didn't believe it. Plus, she uses her powers to control others to do her dirty work.
Dragon felt something nag at him. The way Nathan acted, what Renegade had said, being sent to that place.
Your friend that was controlled. How did he act?
The others frowned.
This is very important. I need to know.
Well, he was a kind man, but then he suddenly turned. He would get angry when we didn't agree with him, but then later would look guilty.
Dragon's stomach started to ache. It sounded too familiar. The Emma sealed it with her next phrase.
He acted like a puppet.
Oh, no.
Oh, what's wrong?
I think she got to my commander. 2 of our soldiers had been sent out by him and never came back. Then they showed up later. They had joined the Raptors and said that Nate had betrayed us. I thought they were lying.
Shannon and Wolf looked alarmed. This was bad. If she had control over a commander in the war,
We have to do something.
What can we do? She has an army, and we don't know how many she has.
He did pretty good against them from what I saw.
Dragon smiled.
Hey, kid, I'm good. But I can't take on a whole army. Plus, if you're right and she has control over the gamers, we'll be in over our heads.
Which is why we're gonna help.
Help
Get
from
help.
who?
The
Help from
Raptors. I know 2 of the soldiers who will believe us. If this Vince isn't as bad as I thought, then we can convince him.
The others looked worried.
I know you don't want to fight, but this involves all of us. Please help.
They looked at each other. At the Raptors HQ,
Oh,
Who's that?
shoot. I think. Wait, is that? When Ellie's.
that is-
Ellie's.
Oh, Ellie. Oh. Who wants to
Ooh.
be Ellie?
See, what's the lines there?
Nate, you do a feminine voice.
Vince!
Oh, God.
That works.
Vince and Megan were having lunch together. ran through the cafeteria. She sounded angry.
I was angry.
Vince's eyes widened. Ellie came stalking over, standing with her hands on her hips.
This is Megan.
Megan.
Oh, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, Elle, have you eaten yet?
He said nervously. Megan watched the whole thing, smiling. Elle narrowed her eyes.
I told you to leave my loofahs and shampoo alone.
Megan started laughing.
Elle, you know my fur and scales are more sensitive.
Then get your own.
You realize I can just order you to let me use it.
Elle was about to respond when the alarm went off.
Some commander voice.
Commander, we have intruders on the premises.
A voice sounded over the PA. The three ran off to the entrance. They came outside. There stood 4 people at the gate. A wolf man, a bird woman, a hedgehog girl, and a human girl. Vince visibly relaxed.
Oh wait, was Green
Wait,
me
that
this
Vince?
whole time?
Wait.
Oh, it was. It was.
Oh my gosh.
I am so. Wait, so I use other people's products? What the heck? Kind
And
of.
you can order them to let you use it? Are you really that good?
Wow.
Holy smokes! It's okay. I know them.
The soldier's head stood down. Vince and Megan walked over to him. Vince smiled.
Been a while. I was getting worried.
We had to find a new hiding place, but no time to catch up. We have a problem.
What is it?
We found a soldier being attacked in the troll jungle.
Then Dragon stepped out from behind them.
Dragon?
Voice for... Yeah.
He looked pretty beaten up and tired.
Hey, Renegade. You were right about Nate.
Megan's eyes widened.
We need to talk. Okay.
To be continued.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you, Shakar.
Oh,
Yep. Not every deep voice I do is Shakar.
I mean,
I just wanted to make the joke. Leave me alone.
Ugh.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh. Dang.
Oh,
Speaking of
Oh,
which,
that was great.
whew, we got one more to wrap up.
Okay.
I
And
am.
then,
I am so
we have-
concerned.
Chat is so confused about what that was, Wolf.
yeah. She's like, Wolf, what was that?
Don't worry about Don't worry about it.
But bravo, well done. That was a good story, Renegade. Thank you.
Oh
Completed.
Excuse me.
All right.
But I was cool. I love that.
Yeah.
Holy
We finally got to find
satisfaction.
out what happened.
Yay!
I have several concerns.
About what?
oh,
For
Hold
I'm
on.
mind controlled.
apparently. Renegade Hero says, at OVAS, I updated the next chapters. Should I resend them? Think I have them still? Part 3. Yep, still have them. But we have one more main one to finish up who hasn't gotten a fan fiction read yet in this crew.
Vince, you were such a diva, stealing other people's shampoo.
Yeah,
Right?
what the heck?
What kind of nonsense is that?
Ah,
I
Oh,
can't believe you did that. So disappointed in you.
How
All
dare
right.
you?
we are on
It's
the
a
next.
shame that Chris had to leave early because this is their story next.
Oh no. Well,
Really?
Well, maybe Kelsey Lay is in there. Kelsey.
Let me see. Where is? Yeah, Kelsey's here.
All right, then. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh god.
Mm-hmm. And then
Looking
there are the
forward
other
to it.
stories afterwards, which we'll explain in the announcement.
Oh my god.
But oh boy, this one.
Oh. Oh baby, I'm gonna put this now on main so they can see it, guys. It says down the rabbit hole.
Oh, baby, a triple.
Oh god, author's note. Oh god. When the thought of pole dancing Avok gets too far, prompting anarchy and chaos to come together and bring life to this AU. Personal note from the editor. Give all the love to Kelsey. She's the one who wrote this. Also, shout out to Shnun for giving me this idea. Go blame her for giving me the idea of pole dancing Avok, Chris.
Really?
Hey, don't blame this on me.
It's too
What
late.
have you
blaming
done
it.
to my boy? What have you done to my boy?
I did nothing. I did nothing.
Oh my gosh! Hey, baby, a triple.
All right. Oh my god, let's jump. Let's just
no.
jump into this.
All right.
So-
Who is anarchy and who is chaos? 'Cause
I
all
want to be
these other
chaos.
things- Okay, I'll
I'll
be
be
anarchy.
And I guess we
Alright.
all voice our respective characters, which mean that NPC
Okay.
is mine, that NPC is mine, that NPC is
Yep.
mine.
Gonna be
I'll
flexing your voice today.
yeah. I'll see if I can give Soleil justice. Wait, no, we need it to be British. Nathan, you do Soleil. We the two monks.
Okay.
And then
Yep, that's right.
then who picks up Timus?
I'll
Wolf.
do that.
All right.
Yeah,
Then
your
we
twink voice works well for that.
My
Oh my
god.
gosh.
Let's oh god. Get that timer
Alright.
rolling. It begins.
And go. Chaos, you're up.
Hello and welcome to the Void. Since you're here, maybe you'd like to listen to a tale. A tale of mystery, wonder, and dancing. Oh dear, they'll be so confused.
Well, the AU is made by us, right? What did you expect? Hee hee.
You know, true, very true.
I should probably brief them in on what they're in for.
Probably for the best. Well,
You thought we would ease you in, huh, didn't ya? Well, no, that's just not in our nature. Have fun!
are you done?
Mm-hmm. The spotlight's on you, narrator.
Finally, I can continue.
You're the narrator.
Oh, no, I'm not using the narrator. No, I'm not using that voice for the narrator.
Dang
Please
it.
do. Please do.
Do it.
Do it. Do it, you
Oh,
can.
man.
Do it, you can.
You walk into it.
As our tale begins in a village named Sandpoint, our noble heroes had just finished fending off a horde of goblins that were trying to raid Sandpoint of its supplies and valuables. Many nat ones were rolled, and as many dice went to dice jail, I feel attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Are we mixing different events that happened at different times?
It's fan fiction. If we could say it's in a different timeline.
You know what? Yeah, this is our AU, and we can do whatever we want. We can make all wear croc tops. Wait, what?
Exactly. We could. Wait, what?
Nothing. Carry on.
Okay, back to the story.
Concept, writing that down.
Could you not?
Don't give our DM ideas.
Go on. narrator.
Seriously. Do I have to use that voice for the
Yes.
Okay,
It's
okay.
so posh.
You can change it back.
Just
You can change
deal
it
with
back.
it.
You can change it back.
The battle was a sight to behold. The monk known as Avat Kaido had called the leader of the goblin troop a dummy. Again. Avak, why are you like this? Which has caused much more trouble than what's worth. Someone must have been really insecure enough to get that riled up. As always, the Amber Dragonborn Paladin, mostly known as Shakar of Delmarev, had specifically said to sneak and quietly ambush said goblins, gaining the upper hand. All had worked out well, however, with everyone banding together to drive the goblin raiders away from the village. Well, that could have gone worse. The Dragonborn yaps out, healing the cuts and bruises on his arm.
Well, considering the rocky start, yeah, it could have.
The Ebony Arakroka rogue, Shuka Kruoff said, as he dusts himself and inspects the small cuts he had acquired from the battle. Beside him was his best friend.
What?
Could you please stop interrupting?
All right. Sheesh.
Thank you. Anyway,
Beside him is his best friend, Irid Cliff, a much taller and stronger-looking orange-hued avian.
Do not worry your little head, little bird. We drove them off, didn't we?
The orange burb said as he patted the smaller avian's head feathers.
Again with that nickname.
The small bird sighed, an exasperated yet fond look on his face.
Ah, that's right. You prefer Shoo-Shoo instead, right?
Irid winked, as another sigh escaped the rogue.
Ugh.
While the burbs continue with their couple banter, the paladin made his way to Avak, who was sitting on a flat stone, like a makeshift chair, while in the process of being healed by a dark magenta tiefling warlock, who went by the name Verico Drake.
Hey, I got an idea.
See, next page. Okay. Well, what is it?
Should we get the readers to roll? See if they think Verica's a girl? You know, the running gag they do?
As funny and on brand that would be, I don't know if that would work in this setting, as I wouldn't know what they rolled. She says as she gestures to the blank screen in front of them.
Oh yeah. By the time I finish editing this, they would have already read this.
Getting sidetracked now. Anyways, Avak was now in the midst of being scolded for challenging the goblin leader because of his obsession with fighting anyone and everyone. More of a problem, if you ask me. And by calling the leader a dummy no less. You'd think after what happened with that dragon, you'd learn to keep quiet. The amber dragonborn snapped at the monk, irritation clear on his face.
I'm sorry, Shakar. He just looks really strong, and I wanted to test his strength with my own.
I swear to God, this voice is messing with my Shakar voice.
Shakar rubbed his temple and was about to make another protest when a silvery blue female dragonborn approached him. Oh, you're approaching me.
Good Lord. Is that a JoJo's reference?
Oh, you're referencing me.
Keep going.
Right. Well,
It's just a name. You're still on, narrator.
Oh, okay. Putting a hand on the paladin.
Shakar, please, it's been a long day. We all had it rough during the battle, and need I remind you that a certain someone was too stubborn to call for aid and was nearly outnumbered until I intervened?
When was it?
She then proceeded to punch Shakar's shoulder and led him to where a few villagers were gathered, as she turned her head towards Avak and told him.
But seriously, please do try to control your urges of challenging anyone to a fight.
I'll try, Kiala.
He's never gonna stop, is he?
Nope.
Ugh.
The couple sauntered over to the now dispersed group, where upon arrival met the last of their group, an ebony tabaxi with ginger stripes that went by the name Timus Vulgaris, and another monk, not like Avak, well, kind of, named Soleil Jiwang. Both were finishing up talking to some of the townsfolk when they arrived.
From what we've gathered from the villagers, not much was taken from the town. Some damage had been done. But we should be able to fix that.
Not far from the tabaxi was Soleil, who waved to the two dragonborns and rushed over.
Is everyone alright? No one's seriously hurt.
We're fine, Soleil. Thank you for asking. Soleil smiled at that statement and walked past them, over to where the others were gathered to check in on them. We've got a lot to get done today, so let's help the people get back on their feet, fix the damages, and then get some rest. Those goblins caused a lot more trouble than I thought they would. And with that, everyone set to work fixing up Sandpoint. You seem awfully quiet.
Just thinking. May I narrate the next part?
Oh God.
Yes.
Yes, why?
Well, it's only fair if we take turns. Give you a little break.
If you really want to.
I really do.
Yeah, take it away!
Suffer.
Ah,
Suffer.
this charmy voice. All right, fine.
All right. 'Twas quite late into the evening as we returned to our heroes, who were unwinding from today's events. Most of the group were turning in for the night, except our circus boy, aka Avak. He wasn't one for sleeping indoors or on any even surface, and decided the inn's roof will do for the evening. But as he was getting comfortable, a glowing light had started shining somewhere in the village. Avak stood up, trying to pinpoint where said light was, and getting the tiefling from downstairs. Barrico, who really didn't need to sleep, was sitting in the main area, writing on that book of his when Avak had approached.
Hey, Verico, there's this light outside. It's really bright, and I'm not sure what it is.
Barrico put his book down and asked where the light came from. The monk gestured for the other to follow him out to the roof. This took many rolls, might I add. Reaching the top, Barrico saw what the monk had described.
Should we take a look?
Wake the others. I'll meet you at the source of it.
One perception roll later.
It's at the center of town, so we'll meet up there.
10 minutes later. After the monk almost getting hit with a lute, and some drowsy yet annoyed comments, they had managed to catch up to Barrico. Upon doing so, they see the light in the middle of the village, which now seemed to be manifesting into an object. What could this light be changing to? A monster? An ancient relic? A divine creature? A pole?
Oh, did you just manifest a pole in Sandpoint?
I might have.
And why?
You'll see.
Oh no.
May I continue?
Go ahead.
The bright light had now manifested into a strange-looking pole in the middle of Sandpoint. It still radiated a soft glow around it, but was now a solid object.
Oh god.
I think that's Irid.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's orange.
Could anyone hazard a guess as to why there is a glowing ball here?
Honestly, I haven't got a clue.
Shuka answered. Why did the light materialize into a pole of all things?
I'm gonna touch it.
Avak, no.
God. Uh,
Really? Avak, think. Is it really a good idea for you to mess with something that just materialized into existence?
I'll use detect magic before he touches it.
Barrico said, walking closer to the pole. One detect magic later.
I'm picking up an aura, but it's not familiar.
Well, that settles it. Vok, keep away from. Hey!
Avak had already made his way towards the mystical pole that was presented before him. He reached out his hand and nothing happened. Well, that was anticlimactic.
See? Nothing to worry about.
Circling the pole.
I wonder.
I'm still not convinced it's safe.
The twink said, really, while crossing his wings.
Soleil.
Well, Avok seems okay. That's a good sign, right?
I think that's Kiala, it looks like.
That's,
Yeah.
No, that's time. It's
Oh, that's time.
purple.
Still, it's odd. A random pole appearing in the middle of Sandpoint.
Well, Avak seems to be enjoying it.
Barrico said, as the party turned to see the monk swing himself around the pole. Barely audible, the imp mumbled, cute.
Cute.
Guys, this pole is great. We could use this for training.
To be honest, Avak, These poles are usually used for entertainment rather than train. Ow!
Interrupting whatever the tall bird was saying, Shuka slapped his bicep.
Oh.
Could you not? He doesn't need to know that!
While all this was going on, the pole trademark started glowing, a lot more brighter and brighter till near blinding. Don't think it really needs to be that bright. Only Kiala seemed to notice.
Hate to interrupt whatever this is, but the pole is glowing a lot more brighter.
All of a sudden, the light had engulfed the entire party, glowing brightly for what seemed like forever to them. About 10 to us. You'll see why. The large pole that Abak was holding on to had now shrunk to the size of a staff. Everyone was trying to recover from the blinding, rubbing their eyes and blinking furiously, trying to regain their sight.
Is everyone okay? I'm struggling to see.
I'm okay. My eyes just hurt.
By the tail of Bahamund, that hurt. I think I'm starting to regain my sight.
Blinking rapidly, Irid stared at confusion at the others.
Although, what are you guys wearing?
Oh,
As everyone started to see again, they looked at each other and noticed they were in what appeared to be dancing attires? Chaos.
yes.
Did you just...
Figure out what you were planning and decided to do it myself, but in the process made it 10 times better? Yes, I did.
But how'd you...
I remember your comment about crop tops and assuming this was the plan.
You scare me sometimes.
They look good though, right? I even put them all in crop tops except for Irid and Shakar. Made those two shirtless instead because, gotta get those quivering abs in.
I hate you all.
I'm proud!
Ab squad. Ab squad.
I'm proud!
Come on, Wolf, come on.
Hey. Thanks. Now I shall continue on.
What the heck are we wearing?
Shuka exclaimed, or is it squawk?
Oh God! When did we get changed?
Questioned the cheese-loving cat.
Oh.
That's Shakar.
Yeah, the oranges got me.
Oh, I know.
It seems that light caused this. It's the only explanation to our current predicament. Also, why am I half naked?
Me too. Though, I'm not complaining. I look good.
Irid said while flexing his muscles, probably.
My gods.
Oh, you bet he's looking at Irid.
Chaos, your shipper side is showing.
Ugh, Irid, stop flexing.
Shuka huffed.
Stop! I hear that.
Shuka huffed. Good thing he has dark feathers, or else some of the party members might have seen a little blush on his cheek.
Well, I think all of us look great. So do I. I mean, look at all this flowy fabric I have on.
Avak proceeded to run around and jumping off things to show off.
Naruto running.
Oh my god.
Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Wait, is that one Verico?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Verico.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
That's nice, but why am I in such flowy attire?
I also seem to have this too, and is this a headdress I'm wearing?
While everyone was pondering on each other's new look, a group of goblins appeared, seemingly out of nowhere. Really, goblins? Again?
Look, it's really hard to think of a creature to fight when you don't know what creatures inhabit the world they're living in.
Well, how do you know goblins do?
Well, Shush! It's fan fiction. Just roll with it.
So, does anyone know how these goblins got here?
I don't know. All I know is that I want to fight.
Just so everyone knows, they rolled nat ones and everything. Oh no.
Why is nothing working? I can't use any of my spells.
I have a very hard time believing that Shuka rolled a natural 1.
Right?
Yeah, no. It's when does Shuka ever roll anything that is not close to a 20?
Bruh, I don't know. My dice are kind to me.
Yes, I say that because I've never seen you roll a nat 1.
Get lost. Time it.
I seem to have this problem too.
Something is definitely wrong.
The goblins overpowered them, and without the use of their abilities, they became limited. Although the use of hand-to-hand combat was useful, it proved to be insufficient. This only worked because of the huge, almost unrealistic amount of goblins spawned in.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't either.
Oh god, is this
That's
Kiala.
like
That's Kiala.
Yep.
This is getting ridiculous. We are not losing to a bunch of goblins.
There are so many. Where are they coming from?
There must be a way to do this.
Oh please.
Oh, don't worry, there is.
I knew it. I knew it.
Wait, what?
All of a sudden, a mysterious voice was heard, causing the goblins to stop moving, all of them doing their battle stance. Let's have a little fun, shall we? You want to know how to defeat them?
Who are you? Are you the ones behind all this?
Oh.
Now. Do you wish to know how to defeat them or not?
Nodding their heads, they resumed to a passive stance.
Well, the answer is, drumroll please, going to be on the next part.
Ah, cliffhanger? I hate those.
Will the Tavern Z crew be able to figure out what to do to fend off their foes? Will they learn who or what this mysterious force is behind their new appearances? Who do these mysterious off-the-wall voices belong to? Do anarchy and chaos have a serious problem? What even is this AU? Why am I asking you? Many questions, little answers. Find out next time as we dwell deeper down the rabbit hole.
I am
I feel
so angry.
I love it. This was great. I love it.
I was
This is like,
I was ready. I was so ready. No matter how bad it was gonna get, we were gonna commit. I was ready.
I love this, like, between Anarchy and Cass. I'm presuming that's Kelsey and Chris. I love how the voices are this, like, posh, flamboyant butler character in a gremlin. Just, like, tormenting the party.
I love it.
Yeah.
I kind of want to receive an item in that way. Just a giant beam turns into a staff of Vok. I'm gonna touch it, grabs it, gets a new item. Dun 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 dun.
That is just messed up.
Oh,
Lord.
man.
That was awesome though. Oh, and that
Now
was-
we have 8 minutes to spare on that one. Wow. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah, sweet.
That was good timing. All right. I'll have to make note of how long that was. So we can make note of that for what's coming in next.
Oh yeah, because now comes a moment of slight disappointment, but also a big boon on the part of what we're going to be planning here.
Yep. For future fan fictions, we're basically going to be hosting a contest because we noticed over the past other times, the past 3 ones before this one, where we didn't have a timer or whatnot, a lot of these fan fictions we spent a lot of time on. So, and, there's often a lot of people who get, read due to second parters and 2-parters and whatnot. So the idea for this new format is going to be we host a contest each month. So that way people can submit fan fictions. We'll have a little prize at the end. This is all in vague terms right now, as we're going to put a proper announcement up on the 1st of June, I believe, which is a week from Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically how it's going to be. We put up a prompt. You'll see our first one on June 1st when that turns over. You guys will get a few weeks to finish it up. We get some time to read through the fan fictions, pick some submissions, and then we'll pick a handful of people to read out on stream as like a little contest winner. We'll even have some prizes, and the winner, like the top dog of it, I guess you could say, will be turned into an actual proper audio drama. We'll give an example of what this is going to look like at the end of June with Sela's story being Veriko's murder mystery novel. It's a lengthy one, but who boy is it good. Scylla, if you're still in the chat, that was a dream to read. So
You read it before. You're killing me.
of course I
she
did. I gotta make
did.
sure.
Mm.
What am I supposed to do if we end up reading a fan fiction on stream that turns out to have some wait, I can't say the rest of that out loud here.
Listen.
Well,
Okay.
you get the point.
I know.
Yeah.
I know you get the point. On one hand, I see
Not
your point.
safe for stream.
On one
Not
hand,
safe for stream.
on one hand, you're right. On the other hand, dang it, we got this far. Commit. We're going through the smut.
There is no other hand.
I mean, if there was ever actual like full-on smut submitted, I would have to make a censored version of the document, and then we just have like a stream deck with sound effects.
And then,
Oh my god.
And then they hugged passionately.
And then they hugged passionately.
Oh, you're talking like some 4Kids type of censorship. like replacing cigarettes with lollipops.
So anyway,
I stuck my.
you
lollipop
guys,
in
you
my
have that to look forward to, and got some other stuff coming, I believe, later on this week.
Of course.
Yeah, for the announcements. Oh, although,
Oh, did you have something to continue? I'm so sorry.
Oh no, like I'll put it in as like the end of it. But yes, for the rest of the week.
For the rest of the week, I do believe that this Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all can correct me, we're going back into Minecraft.
Guys, we committed it too hard. We have things, we have plans, we have stuff happening. Schnun is a mad genius. But yes, well, are we going back to Minecraft or not?
Yes.
We are?
We are going back to Minecraft. Yeah.
Yes.
Why am I having fun with Minecraft? Okay.
Because it's with friends, and it's also an excuse to also fill that tavern's deep void.
Lord, yes.
Yeah.
And then this Saturday, the long-awaited, the long-asked for, the one that, oh God, we're so ready for, Part 5, Mew and Mewtwo. Stay tuned for that coming on Saturday. That's gonna be, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Yep.
Precursor of future things to come.
Hey, oh boy, I can't wait till we get to the more recent additions that TC's been adding.
God, I'm ready. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't tease any more of the wholesome. And then,
and
Salty Sundays.
Yeah.
Gonna be getting back to some salty Sundays, playing some great games. Don't know what just yet, but we'll figure that out.
Beautiful.
You should get like
a
chart and roll a dice for it.
Oh my god, leave it to the dice.
Leave it to the dice.
One of the two.
I rolled a nat 20. What do I win?
You win nothing.
Damn it.
Cool.
Nothing. How dare? Okay, I think that's all the announcements that we have.
I think
anyway.
so.
But
yes.
But to sum up basically what you said and to put it into more or less layman's terms, we're more or less done with the whole reading fan fiction that were submitted in the email as of this moment and moving forward with a new format, hopefully.
Yep. We're going to be doing the contest format. It's also a way so we can put a word limit on things so that we actually can read to a lot more people. And from there, it's just, we'll have little prizes for them. We'll give little prompts that you guys can take either the OVAS crew, Tavern Deep fellas, and then just, go ham with it. We're still thinking out the first prompt, and we'll see where that goes. And the email, of course, is still open, like ovascontact@gmail.com. If you want to continue any other stories that you want to put in there, like Chris and Kelsey, that part 2 of the stripper pole at you, or if you want to incorporate the next part into the next prompt, that either way works. The email is still always open. It always will be open. So we'll just go from there. And then who knows? If we had the time, we'll probably turn the other fan fictions into audio dramas as well.
This will be a good way for you guys to practice on your creative writing, because I know that you guys have it in you, and so that we can have more engagement with you guys, because let's face it, y'all are talented, and we want to share that talent around, even if all we're doing is just putting our voices to it.
Yeah. And also prizes, because those are nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You guys.
We'll have something more concrete and written down probably in that Monday post. So if you haven't already, be sure to be subscribed, leave a like, all that good stuff, and keep your eyes peeled and open for the rules, the regulations, and the results.
Oh, my word. All right. I think that about sums it up.
Excellent.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.